You know, if the father's not in the home, the boy will find the father in the streets. Yeah, I saw it in my generation.
You know, whether the dad's not in the home, the kid will find the dad in the roads. Definitely I saw it in my age and each age. Before me and everybody, since under his authority, you know race connections have to do with race connections you're white. Or anything you are I'm dark. Or anything that I am, we're remaining here talking well. That is the way we finish things. You can't enact Tyler Perry has been gotten down on by numerous industry veterans over the course of the years for benefiting off hurtful generalizations of individuals of color. And it seems to be Denzel Washington just joined the visit. Denzel Washington is accepted to have joined the positions of regarded performers like Feline Williams, Spike Lee, and Charlemagne the God who, except Tyler Perry, takes advantage of people of color in his motion pictures and attempts to exploit apparent confusions of the African American population. And it seems as he does this to individuals of color, as well as to individuals of color. Tyler Perry is perhaps of the best movie producer alive. And it's difficult to discuss the filmmaking industry without referencing his name, yet it seems like he has caused a ton of harm to the picture of individuals of color simultaneously, and individuals are simply weary of it. And it's gotten terrible to such an extent that we could very well be seeing the destruction of Tyler Perry. Soon it tends to be flimsy. The world has changed. What is our job as a man? You know, the John Wayne recipes. So word on the road is that Denzel Washington is currently among the business veterans who are weary of Tyler Perry, depicting people of color and individuals of color overall in a pessimistic light, and creating a gain off it. Now Denzel is evidently, quite possibly, of the best and regarded entertainer in Hollywood. With 2 foundation grants, a Tony Grant, 3 Brilliant Globe grants, a Screen Entertainers Organization grant, and incalculable different awards added to his repertoire, Denzel is more than qualified to talk on issues in regards to the business, particularly where it concerns individuals of color. Denzel was one of only a handful of exceptional dark entertainers who came to conspicuousness when the business was still extremely shut off to ethnic minorities in 2019. Del was respected by Hollywood for an extraordinary vocation, traversing 50 years of difficult work and splendid acting that prepared for other dark entertainers, including Tyler Perry himself. __. Lay gave Denzel the American Film Establishment Life Accomplishment Grant, which is viewed as the most elevated honor for a profession in film, at a celebration occasion at the Dolby Theater in Los Angeles. Now, this isn't to say Tyler Perry hasn't done anything for the way of life. He has likewise prepared for dark entertainers and makers to acquire standard achievement. And his motion pictures have won a few honors and awards. Tyler's most memorable film was Journal of a Distraught Individual of Color, which revolves around Helen, a lady whose spouse throws her out on their 18th commemoration. The film, delivered in 2005, is whenever the crowd first is acquainted with media, which Tyler plays in drag, and would proceed to turn into the main part of Tyler's vocation. And surprisingly, then, at that point, numerous watchers had pessimistic comments about Tyler's depiction of individuals of color. One survey of the film got out, "Whatever ruins this vengeance flick is Meta's boorish bull in the China store act," suggestive of the cheeky black woman generalization advocated by Sanford and Child's Auntie Esther. Boisterous and uninformed Meta will in general minimize each scene. Even the entire thought of the person Meta was condemned as being bigoted, chauvinist, and cliché. The thing is, by and large, individuals of color and drag have forever been censured for sustaining the undermining of individuals of color. Well, that is an entire other issue that should be unloaded on one more day yet. Taking everything into account, pundits trust. It's simply one more method for weakening people of color. Feline Williams once contrasted Tyler Perry's media with Kevin Hart wearing a dress in a SNL production, saying media prepared for individuals like Kevin to take part in something as bringing down as wearing a dress in front of an audience. One more evaluate of the journal of a frantic individual of color. said Tyler utilized the media character to copy blackface minstrel, saying it exhibits how Perry's racialized dressing in drag VI media matches blackface minstrel Southeast, and also is attached to his own conflicted association with his mom, filling in as a component for him to emblematically wipe out people of color, and involved the Mammy matron, yet in spite of the unfortunate gathering of the film, it gave Tyler Perry a kind of equation for making banger motion pictures gracious, and in the event that you thought he gained from the pundits of Journal of a frantic individual of color and attempted to develop his portrayal of individuals of color. Well, you're in for a stunner. Tyler conveyed the layout for that first film and moved it to his future task, so most of his dark female characters needed to accomplish the snort work of conveying the film to its objective, and the outcome films upon films with the equivalent modest singers that forfeited dark characters for the figure of speech of the white rescuer, who comes to make all the difference, or some other odd figure of speech. A genuine illustration of this is the film For What Reason Did I Get Hitched and its spin-off. For What Reason Did I Get Hitched as well, albeit neither one of the motion pictures highlighted the media character. It highlighted a few unbelievable people of color ladies, including Janet Jackson, Cecil Tyson, Angela Bassett, Kesha Newton, Fand Du Newton, and Taraji P. Henson. The film additionally carried other less popular dark entertainers to the spotlight like R&B and neo-soul vocalist Jill Scott Gospel, craftsman Tamila Mann, and Tasha Scott. For What Reason Did I Get Hitched gotten a preferred gathering over Tyler's different films, yet was scrutinized for focusing unbending Christian moral goals of adoration and marriage, where everything must be all grins, regardless of there being a clearly oppressive couple in the film. Presently, on one hand, certain individuals view Tyler Perry films as enabling and sensible as one survey of For What Reason Did I Get Hitched to put it. Perry's movies are generally a familial and therapeutic experience for the people who love them. And as film industry receipts would show, there are a huge number of individuals who revere them each, and every one of Perry's movies has made money since Perry makes unassumingly planned movies, and makes them such that fulfills himself and his interest groups. Some additionally accept Tyler Perry gave individuals of color, particularly individuals of color, a voice in portrayal when the inverse was the standard in the business. Then again, many individuals feel Tyler's motion pictures are sabotaging on the grounds that they center around the negatives of the African American population. The men are depicted as savage or harmful, and the ladies are depicted as moronic, requiring a man to get by and destined to destitution. Even media, who should be major areas of strength for a lady, actually can't get away from the grip of the man-centric society and sexism that regularly shape Tyler's motion pictures. And on top of all that, Tyler, some way or another idea, it was cool to make a film with an all-white cast. See, while Tyler Perry confronted gigantic reaction for his depiction of individuals of color in his films, he collected an all-white featuring cast for the Tender Loving Care show series, excessively near and dear. Obviously, this prompted considerably more analysis. When the series at last broadcasted in 2016, fans draged Tyler for proceeding with his projecting decisions, saying this was low in any event. For Tyler Perry, Tyler safeguarded himself against the analysis, calling it switch bigotry, since it was for the most part coming from the African